Have you ever noticed how some people seem to test your boundaries just to see how much you'll take? They interrupt you, make passive-aggressive comments, or act like your time and feelings don't matter. And too often we're told to just smile, brush it off, and let it slide. But not today. If you're tired of putting up with people who refuse to respect you, this message is for you. Because today, we're breaking down powerful ways to handle disrespect without losing your cool and without sacrificing your self-respect. These are strategies that may feel bold, maybe even a little controversial, but they work. So stay with me until the end, because by the time we're finished, you'll know exactly how to show people where the line is drawn and how to protect your peace no matter what. Welcome to the Stoic Flame. Let's begin. When someone is openly rude or dismissive, they're usually looking for a reaction. They want you flustered, defensive, or angry. They want to drag you into their chaos. But here's the truth. Nothing throws them off more than calm silence. Sometimes the most powerful response is not to react at all. Imagine this. Someone tries to undermine you in front of others, waiting for you to stumble. Instead, you simply meet their eyes, steady and unbothered. No words, no nervous laugh, just silence. That pause is heavier than any argument. It makes them feel the weight of their own behavior without you lifting a finger. I've been in situations where someone kept cutting me off in a meeting, trying to dominate the room. Instead of fighting for my turn, I just leaned back, locked eyes, and waited. Within seconds, the tension shifted. He stumbled, lost his rhythm, and the room turned toward me. That silence did more than words ever could. It reminded him, and everyone else, that I wasn't someone he could bulldoze. Silence isn't weakness. It's not passive. It's control. When you choose silence, you're saying, your behavior doesn't deserve my energy. You're showing them that their negativity has no power over you. And the beauty is, silence not only shuts them down, it strengthens you. It teaches you that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone who refuses to listen. You don't have to waste energy defending your worth. Silence is a shield, and it's stronger than most people realize. But let's go even deeper. One of the most draining traps we fall into is over-explaining our choices. Think about how many times you've made a decision for yourself, maybe changing jobs, leaving a relationship, or even something simple like saying no to an invitation. And immediately someone asks, why? Why would you do that? And suddenly you're on trial for living your own life. The truth is, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. Your life isn't up for debate. The moment you stop justifying yourself, you reclaim your freedom. I remember when I left a stable job to chase something I was passionate about. People couldn't stop questioning me. Why would you risk security? How will you make it work? At first, I explained patiently, over and over. But no matter what I said, it was never enough. They weren't asking to understand. They were asking to judge. So one day, when someone asked me again, I simply said, because I wanted to. That was it. No defense, no breakdown, no proof. And the silence that followed was powerful. They didn't know how to respond, and eventually they stopped asking. That was the moment I realized. My choices don't need permission slips, and neither do yours. Another truth we have to face is this. Sometimes the most respectful thing you can do for yourself is to create distance. Not everyone deserves front row access to your life. If someone consistently disrespects you, crosses boundaries, or drains your energy, you don't have to keep them close. Distance isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's a statement that says, my peace matters more than your chaos. I once had a friend who made constant little jabs about my career, my decisions, even my taste in music. For years I brushed it off, convincing myself it wasn't a big deal. But eventually, I realized I was walking on eggshells every time we were together, so I started stepping back. Fewer calls, fewer hangouts, less space in my life, and with that distance came freedom. I finally saw just how toxic the friendship had become. Keeping your distance doesn't mean you hate someone, it simply means you've chosen yourself, and there's nothing selfish about that. Here's another lesson that seems simple but is profoundly powerful. Hold your head high. When people disrespect you, their goal is to make you shrink, to make you feel small, less confident, less worthy. But when you stand tall, shoulders back, head high, you send a different message. I know who I am. And nothing you say or do will change that. Confidence disrupts the game. It throws off people who thrive on disrespect because they rely on your reaction. They expect you to doubt yourself. But when you walk with unshakable self-worth, their power fades. I once dealt with someone who loved throwing subtle insults my way, little digs wrapped as jokes. For a while it got under my skin. But when I finally decided to rise above it, to hold my head high and carry on with unbothered confidence, everything changed. Their words lost their bite. It was like they realized they no longer had any influence over me. And the truth is, they didn't. Respect always starts with you. When you respect yourself, when you claim your worth and live like it, people notice. Some will step up, some will step away. But either way, you win. Because the ones who stay will be the ones who see your value, who uplift you instead of dragging you down. Life is too short to let disrespect chip away at your spirit. People will test you. They'll push boundaries. They'll question your choices. But you don't have to give them control. You get to decide what energy you allow in. You get to set the standard for how you're treated. And when you choose silence, when you stop explaining, when you create distance, when you hold your head high, you remind the world that your self-respect is not negotiable. So the next time someone tries to pull you down, remember this. You don't need anyone's permission to stand tall. You don't need to prove your worth to people who refuse to see it. You don't need to fight to be respected. You only need to claim the respect you already deserve. This is the Stoic Flame. If this message resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more lessons on living with strength, clarity, and unshakable self-respect. And in the comments, let me know, what's one boundary you're setting from today forward? Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and never forget, respect begins with you.